Welcome, everyone. I am Lexington Maximus, CEO of The Art of Admissions and admissions expert. And this is the very first in a series of interviews of admissions representatives changing the world. And I am delighted to have Eddie Cook, who is with me, and he is with Astra College. And welcome, Eddie.
Thank you, Lex. Thank you very much for your time this morning.
Oh, my pleasure. And first, tell us about Astra College. How many locations do you have? Where are they? And what does your school specialize in?
Yeah, Lex, that's a fantastic question. First of all, my name is Eddie Cook. I'm the Director of Admissions here for Astra College. We do have 3 locations. We have a location here in Dallas, Texas. We do have a location in Las Vegas, Nevada. And then we have our corporate office, which is located in Sacramento, California. The types of programs that we actually do, we heavily specialize in IT, information technology. We teach medical administration programs, and then we also teach office and business administration programs as well. We are also doing our pharmacy technician program, which is ramping up very brightly.
Oh, excellent. And your school has a great reputation. I've heard lots and lots of great things about it. Now, talking about how admissions representatives change the world, what initially inspired you to become an admissions rep? And before you answer that, for our viewers, one of the things that's amazing about becoming an admissions representative is almost no one ever dreamed when they were a kid, hey, I want to become an admissions rep. I want to be a doctor, lawyer, president, teacher, great mom, dad, whatever it may be, but not an admissions rep. It's something we have found our way to, and we profoundly make a difference in the world, which we're going to talk more about that through our time today. So Eddie, what inspired you in your path of life to become an admissions representative?
That's a fantastic question, Lex. I actually fell into admissions, and it was the greatest thing to ever happen to me. Prior to actually doing admissions, I had actually hired and trained people for about 12 years, and I was very used to seeing the other side. I was sitting on the other side of the desk. I was always hiring people, and I was training new hires. The way I got into admissions literally was by luck of the draw. I had received a phone call, and I went to an open job interview to be an admissions rep. I had no idea what the job was. I went in there, and everyone in there had much more experience than me, decades of experience, and I didn't even know what this job was. It was a group interview, and things went very well. Things did go very well, and that's what landed me my first admissions position.
And what did you like about it? Like, why choose the role?
That's a great question. When you come from a sales background, prior to working in admissions, I worked in sales. I helped sell health insurance. And the interesting thing is a lot of people very frequently tell me, they say, Eddie, you can sell anything. Go do this. Offer this to people. But the reason what gravitated me towards health insurance is I was effectively helping people every day. I was helping people save money. And what pulled me to admissions was the fact that I could help people with their careers. I can get them to where they are sitting on the other side of the desk, ready for that career, ready to change their life.
That's excellent. And as I share in a lot of my admissions trainings, is what we do in admissions is we're bridges. Bridges, like some people ask, like, what do you mean a bridge? Like people drive over you and pay you tolls? Like, no, we're not that type of bridge. We're the type of bridge, we help people to go from where they are to where they want to go. And that is profound because no one in admissions pushes anyone or is selling anything that's not good for someone. People that have contacted us, right? And we help them to see that their dreams are bigger than their perceived fears or perceived obstacles. Would you say that's accurate?
Of course. A lot of the times, the prospective student that comes to us, they don't know what their true value is. And they have so many negative people in their life, and they're at such a fixed mindset that they need someone to push them to the next level, give them a solution to their problems. And I think as admissions reps, our goal is really to find solutions to what has held these people back for years, sometimes decades, as far as making a positive change in their life.
That's an excellent way to put it about, you're helping people to find solutions. Basically, we're like the 911. We're like doctors of dream achievements. And because without solutions, like I know I want to do something, but people don't know the how. We help take care of the how and help them to get clear as to if this is going to be valuable to them.
You're exactly correct. And yesterday I was talking with the reps, and I was talking with the front desk here at the school, And we were having a front office meeting about how important it is that we work together, because we do change lives. You do. I know that that's, everyone says, oh, you know, we change lives, but in admissions, you have the ability to not change a life. You have the ability to change generations of people, people's children, people's grandchildren. They have more of an opportunity to be successful if you can start with them. And that's what you have to instill in them.
Right on. Because it's not a platitude that we change lives. We do, you know, profoundly. I mean, how many people in my career, in your career, it could be a single mother of 3 children. Her husband used to be physically abusive to her. She has 3 young children. Didn't get any skills, didn't go to school, was taking care of the children, needs to do something in her life. Has always wanted to be a ... you know, whatever that may be. And it's scary for a lot of people. And a lot of people don't have the support they need to go from where they are to where they want to go. And it sounds like you really understand, and your team understands the profound importance and how we really do change lives. It's not some platitude. We don't do it for us. We do it for our prospective students, the people we serve and help.
That is correct. I told the team yesterday that you have the ability to save a life. And if every person you talk to, when they sit down in front of you, you look at them as if they're standing on the edge of a building getting ready to jump off. If you give the effort to save their life, they will see the value and they will enroll, and you will see their life.
That's a powerful, that's powerful metaphor. Did you ever see any videos about that?
You know, I may have seen 1 or 2 floating around the internet about that.
Yeah, and that's a powerful metaphor, Eddie. And I created a video, I don't know if that's one you saw, that we're the 911 operators in their life. We're saving people's dreams from, you know, jumping off the bridge to a life of despair.
Yeah, you know, I follow your videos very regularly on LinkedIn, and the 911 operator video was probably one of the ones that gave me the most chills, because it resonated as far as what we do. You're not an admissions rep. You're literally changing generations of families, and you have the power to do that. And you just have to approach it with the fact that you're saving their life. And if you can do that, you're golden.
Wow, that's beautiful, Eddie. And it seems like you really get it. Like, you're really passionate about what you do, and that you care. You're not there like, okay, it's a job, it's a role, no, it's a living. It sounds more like, is it correct? Like, it's more like a mission to you?
Well, I feel there's what takes a good rep and a great rep. And the step between a good rep and a great rep is a great rep cares about everybody that's in front of them. You have to go home at night, and if you have a student who enrolled and who dropped out of school and they stopped coming for whatever reason, that has to affect you. You have to allow that to affect you. And you have to give these people the honest opportunity to change, and to do that. And by truly caring about them, you build relationships, I tell people all the time, we're in the relationship business. I'm not in the school business, I'm in the relationship business. Let's build a solid relationship, let's build a foundation and an action plan to get you out of where you are now, because where you are now is what prompted you to look for education in the first place. Now let me help you out of that.
Wow, absolutely. And one of the things I found, Eddie, is most people are actually, I've changed the terms that I use internally with training. Most people I find are admissions reps, as opposed to admissions professionals. And what's the difference? Like, if I were to ask you, what do you think the difference is between a typical admissions rep? And by the way, people watching this video are probably not admissions reps because they're looking to expand and grow. But what's the difference between an admissions rep and admissions professional?
An admissions professional has the ability to project and foresee and give someone the long-term picture of what their life can be by obtaining career education. An admissions rep, a standard rep, will make phone calls, they'll get people to come in, they'll do interviews, they'll follow a presentation, they'll give a tour, but if they don't dig in and ask the hard questions to hold these people accountable for what they've done and how you can prove to them, people are very factually based. You know, I tell people very frequently, there's 3 questions that you have to answer when somebody comes in, and it's, how can I do it? Will it work with my life? And how am I going to pay for it? And those are the big three questions that everybody has when they come in. And I think a great admissions rep truly believes in the student across from them. They have equal buy-in to the student, as in the student has equal buy-in to me. It's a two-way street.
Right, yeah, very good. And also, I know that an admissions professional doesn't look at a so-called prospect as a prospect. That's why in my training, I don't call people prospects, because prospects are someone like an old admissions training, someone we're looking to do something to. We serve, we don't sell. I'm looking to do something for the so-called, used to be called the prospect. Instead, I call that person an explorer, a person exploring their possibilities. And the professional understands that they are the coach, they're the trail guide. However, to get to be a great trail guide, here's one of the things I found totally differentiates an admissions professional from an admissions representative, which is an admissions professional has cultivated and continues to cultivate a learning and growth mindset. An admissions rep has a fixed mindset. They're comfortable doing whatever they're doing, saying whatever they're saying, whether they are as effective as they could be or not. They're comfortable. They're stuck in their comfort zone. How can they be effective, Eddie, if our role actually is to help inspire people out of their comfort zones into their dreams, to take action on their dreams, if the admissions rep is stuck in their comfort zone? So that's a big differentiator that I've seen. Have you seen that as well?
I do, and you can tell the difference between a rep who has a fixed mindset versus a growth mindset just in retrospect to how they are and how they approach training. I think training is probably one of the most important things you can do in the world of being a professional admissions rep, is consistently train to hone your skills to continually grow and move and change with the times. An admission reps who's been in the business 20, 30 years may be able to get enrollments, but they're doing it how people in the 90s and the early 2000s, and the explorers have changed. They have. They're more educated than ever before. They're on the internet more than before. There's more schools than ever before that they can go to. And you are the person that is different. You, not the school, not the programs. It's you that they are buying. It's you that they are believing in. And that's really the difference between a normal rep and a professional rep.
Yes, and I work with reps from brand new, straight from, they were hired first day, to people that have been doing this 30, even 40 years. And one of the biggest challenges I found when people aren't new, they could either be medium veterans or long-term veterans, and this is not all. There are some amazing people I work with, 30, 40-year-old reps that have constantly up-leveled their skills and changed as the demographic of people have changed, and as they wanted to learn more. But so many people that I found in general, they're not looking to stretch, and there's so much more to learn every day. And what would you say to admissions reps watching this now that may be stuck? Maybe they've been admissions rep for a year, 5 years, 20 years, 30 years or more, and they're comfortable doing what they're doing, and they're not doing bad, and they're getting close to their goals, maybe reaching them. But are they doing as well as they could? Because the better the person does, the more lives are changed. So maybe you met an enrollment goal, but what if you went above that enrollment goal? Why stop there? And if you had more skills, can you do that? So what would you say?
To an admissions rep that has been in the business for a while, the best piece of advice that I can give you is do not be afraid to change and try new things. The world is changing, the student is changing, school is changing, and you have to change as well. It's so important. And be open to embrace change and do it slowly. You can't wake up one morning and I lost 50 pounds overnight. No, it's a slow goal. And if you do one thing different, if you take one risk every day that you work, one little risk, and you change something that you do, you can fine tune and hone and find out something that really works. One of the things that we do here at Astra College is we try to celebrate student success every time that we can. And I push that. When a student passes an industry certification, that's a big deal. And everybody has to believe and be happy. We take pictures with our students. We take videos with our students. We high five our students. And many reps are so comfortable sitting in their office with their headset on, making the phone calls, that they forget that there is business in the building and you have made a commitment to help that person, because we do not enroll students, we enroll graduates. And you have to help them the whole length of time here. So get out of your comfort zone, try one new thing every day.
Amen, brother. That is key. Every day, learn one new thing. Stretch. If you're not learning, you're dying. And remember, admissions reps watching this, you are representing and selling education at a learning institution, which everyone goes there to learn from professionals that can teach them how they can get skills to get a career. So I underline so much in my training, and that's something, Eddie, that I'm so passionate about what I do, is I'm help train people like yourself, throughout the world, because you're representing a professional institution, which your teachers are always growing, always changing with the times, always making sure that your prospective students, your explorers, as I call them, have the latest information and training, so they're going to be successful and highly sought after in the field. And we have to do the same thing in admissions. We have to always be like, what's more can I learn? How can I get better? And as you've shared passionately and beautifully, Eddie, when people enroll in your school, that's not the end. That's just the beginning. You're supporting them. You're giving them the education they need to get a career. You're keeping them excited, motivated throughout the time. And that's so important. And so your entire culture at Astra College seems to be really, just focused and supportive of helping your prospective students, your explorers, and create this amazing experience during their education, and then go on to be successful professionals earning money in the field.
Correct. I think one of the big things that we do here is during the hiring process, I've always had this mantra that I tell people: I hire culture, train skill. Because I cannot teach someone to care. They have to genuinely care, and they have to love their job. And when I was first in admissions and I was a brand new rep, I failed. I was bad. I was not good. For the first month, I struggled. I was trying to force change upon people. I was trying to show them, you can do it. If you just gave me this much of a shot and you believe me just a little bit, you would be so great. And I was trying to force it down their throat of, this will work if you do this, this will work. And you know what? It's not how you do it. When I got successful, it was because I had hit rock bottom in the world of admissions. I had no enrollments. My interviews came in, I couldn't convert them. And I had given up. I walked into school one day and I sat down in my office, and as I was punching in for the day, there was a woman standing at the front desk, and I asked her, I said, have you been helped? She goes, no, I haven't been helped yet. And I said, can I help you? She goes, oh, I'd like to see the school. And I looked at her as a person, and I said, come with me. And I take her back to my desk, flip my lights on in my office, have a seat, and I go, my name's Eddie. It's wonderful to meet you. How can I help you today? And she sits down and she talks about these dreams of becoming a medical assistant. She talks about where she's from. I talk about where I'm from. We build a rapport. From that first student I enrolled, I remember her name, DeWanda Edwards. DeWanda enrolled, her two sisters enrolled, her cousin enrolled, and her mom enrolled within 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
That's awesome.
And that was the moment. That was the moment I realized, everything aside, you have to connect with them before anything.
Right, that's the foundation. It's all about connection and relationship. Because we're not there to push them by any means. People just push back. We're not there to convince them. We're there to support them, to basically, so that person can see that their dreams are bigger, as I shared earlier, than their perceived obstacles or fears. And that their dreams that feel the outcome of the education that you give them are going to be bigger than their perceived obstacles or fears. Because what I've learned, Eddie, is that when people are committed to an outcome, they will do whatever it takes. If they're interested in an outcome, they'll do whatever is convenient. And it takes an admissions professional to help a person get in touch with their inner, like, oh my God, I do need this. I do want to go from here to here in my life and do something I'm passionate about, makes a difference, earns more money, and so forth. And one last story before we go, and then I have one more question for you, is I also have in my company, the Art of Admissions, an appointment setting division called the Appointment Experts. And I am interviewing and hiring people constantly. And when it comes to senior admissions representatives who apply for the position, I'm very careful. Not that there aren't great senior admissions reps, because there are. Most of them are working. And when they apply to one of my ads, I always ask them, number one, are you open to training? Yeah. Lex, of course I am. I don't know though. Are you open to training? Everyone says they are because they want the job. And this one person said, well, I was actually, to tell you what I've done, I've been an admissions director for 20 years. School in California, actually, it wasn't your school. And so, all right, and are you open to training? Yes, I really am. Oh. Here's the thing, is many times with senior reps, if they're not working, then I found a lot of times they're not open to training. It says, no, I promise, you're gonna see I am the most open person you've ever met. So, all right, I took a chance, I hired him. We'll call him Biff. Biff shows up his first day, and this is virtual training, just like we're doing in this interview here, using my Zoom room. And we start training, and he would say a word, it was not optimized language, and I would ask him to change it. Art of tonality, I would train a lot in that. And he was talking really boring, like he's been doing this for 20 years and I'm tired of it. And it's important, Biff, to talk with more energy and enthusiasm. Let's do a role play again. Let's do it again. Within 20 minutes, Eddie, he had a nervous breakdown. He started crying and like bawling, and he was turning red and purple. And then he disappeared from the video. 3 hours later, he calls me up. Hi, Lexington, this is, we call him Biff, and I thought I was more open than I was. I'm gonna go see a therapist. Thank you so much for the opportunity, goodbye. And so pain or change is only painful in relation to how much you resist it. That's it, it's that simple. So you wanna grow as an admissions rep, let go of what you think you know is so, to be open to new possibilities. And with this, one last question, Eddie, is what advice would you have given to yourself, or what's something you wish you knew that you didn't know when you first became an admissions representative that would have helped you a lot sooner to be a lot more successful in helping people?
You know, probably the best piece of advice that I have ever gotten from anybody in the world of admissions was from a VP of admissions that was actually training at a school that I originally worked at. And like I said, I had no admissions experience when I came in. And we were there for about 3 months. And he came in and he told me that, who am I to judge the person across the desk from me to get them to enroll in school? Who are you to do that? Your best thing that you can do is you can work together to come up with solutions, because it has to be, like you said, you're not convincing them to go to school. You're overcoming their obstacles, and their want has to be so huge. Their why, you have to find their why. If you do not find their why, they will never do well and they will never finish. But if you can find their why and you can use that throughout the whole part of the process, you will be great. So find the why. That's the best piece of advice I can give.
Right on, Eddie. And by the way, before we go, can you turn your video on and off? Your video froze.
Of course.
Turn your video on. Here we go. And back on again.
Looks like it's not coming back here.
All right. But we still have your voice and your energy and your presence.
Phenomenal.
So I want to thank you so much, Eddie, for everything you shared with us. And thank you for all you do for Astra College and all your team does at your 3 locations as well, your 3 campuses. And you truly make a difference in people's lives. And this is Lexington Maximus, CEO of the Art of Admissions. Thank you for joining us on our very first interview of admissions representatives changing the world through the work that they do. We'll see you next time. Enjoy an amazing day. Keep learning, keep growing, keep stretching every day. And remember, make each day your masterpiece.